Hey, what's up everyone? So in today's video, I'm going to talk about if you work full-time and you want to be a Turo host, is it possible? I'm going to go over some scenarios with you guys so that way you can determine if Turo is an option for you. But before I do that, it's been a while since I made a video and just got a couple updates with my Turo business that I want to touch on. So I had this car, the convertible BMW, out this past week, and unfortunately my guest messaged me. Now she was great, like from start to finish. She messaged me that one of the tires is flat. Now I have run flat tires on this vehicle, so she was able to drive it, but the tire was very low. So luckily she was here locally, staying in Scottsdale, and at the time when she messaged me, it was Friday night, I believe, and she didn't know the extent, and of course I didn't know the extent of what's going on. So I asked her if she's close by to a discount tire, and she said, yeah, there's actually one down the street from where we're staying. So I told her, go there, and if it's a nail or something, they'll patch it up for free. And so she took it there the next morning. She told me she'll let me know, she'll keep me updated. And she messaged me saying that bad news, they're not able to repair it. It needs a new tire. So now, of course, the damage happened while the guest had the vehicle. So of course it is her responsibility to get a new tire put in. So I ended up calling Discount Tire because she wasn't sure what was going on or what she had to do. So she told me which Discount Tire she's at. I called them. I talked to the guy that actually was working with her, and so I asked him, like, hey, why can't the tire be replaced? Like, what's wrong with the tire? And he said that there was a metal wire that kind of like wrapped around the tire from the inside of the vehicle. So it's something she drove over, and that just kind of wrapped around the tire and deflated the tire, unfortunately. And he said it needs a new tire, and I have Pirelli tires on mine. So I asked him, well, do you have Pirelli tires? And he said, no, not in stock. They had a Yokohama, but it's not a run flat tire. And obviously the guest, she was going to return the car the next day, Sunday. So I told him, hey, you got to work with me on this one because she needs a car. I don't have another car available to give to her. And we need to figure something out. So he checked to see if he had any loaner tires that are the same size as my vehicle takes, and unfortunately he didn't. So luckily, after me nagging him, I talked him into putting the Yokohama, charging the guest for the Pirelli tire because it was $100 more for the Pirelli tire. I told him, charge her for the Pirelli, put on the Yokohama, and then when she returns the car, I'll come to your shop and then I'll get the Pirelli tire put on. So again, he was reluctant on doing it, but then I nagged him enough where he ended up doing that for me. So luckily, now I called him Monday. I'm like, hey, can I come in and get the tire? He said, no, we're packed because it was President's Day. So they were slammed. So I made an appointment and I got the new tire put in yesterday. So luckily the guest took care of it. Now she didn't know that she was supposed to pay for it, but I explained to her that, you know, the damage happened with you driving the vehicle. I mean, just like Hertz or Enterprise or anyone else, you know, if you can't return a car with damages on it. So what ended up happening is, again, she paid for the tire. I took it in and they swapped it off for me. No charge, of course, to me. And then I asked him, hey, what are you guys going to do with the other tire? And he said, why, do you want it? I'm like, well, how much? and he said this one 120. So technically I could have got that tire as a backup for only $120, and the tire retails for $250. But I didn't do it. I didn't buy it from them. So I just I asked him, so now what are you gonna do with it? And he said we're gonna put it on the tire as on the rack as a loaner. So in the future, if a situation like this happens, at least they'll use that tire as a loaner. So that's one thing. The second thing that I want to talk about is today for my 2014 white 5 Series BMW, I got a booking 2 hours in advance. And it was a 2.5 day booking, so technically, but a 3 day booking. And I messaged the lady and she never messaged back, just greeting her, thanking her for booking my vehicle. And she never messaged back. And then one thing that I noticed here is the name on the reservation didn't match the name. So the reservation name, it says booked by John Doe, for example, but then on the trip details it says your guest name with the picture of the guest. It was another name, like not even the same first name, not the same last name initial. So I didn't catch it in the beginning. And then the guest that booked my car had a 5-star. They had one trip 5-star, no written review, just a 5-star. So I called Turo support and I told them, and I asked them, hey, the names don't match. I mean, is this something I need to worry about, or what should we do here? And as he was looking into it, coincidentally, the guest canceled the reservation. So, and I told him, oh, looks like the guest canceled the reservation, so I guess it doesn't matter. And then, so because the guest, so she booked it 2 hours in advance and she canceled it an hour and 20 minutes later, I want to say, so like about 40 minutes before she was supposed to come pick up the car, and she canceled it and she just messaged too far. So I guess originally she didn't realize that the pickup location was too far from wherever she is. And I don't know, that's all she told me. I don't know if she flew in or what. But so what happened is, and I'm going to show the original trip receipt over here. I was supposed to collect $163 from her for three days basically. Now, because she canceled last minute, she booked last minute to begin with, so I got a price boost on it. But she canceled, and because she canceled last minute, I actually collected $72 in change, which I'm going to show right here for the last minute cancellation. So I picked up $72 and didn't really have to do anything. So now, so this segues into my main topic for this video. So at that time I was working, but I work from home. So for me, it's pretty easy to run my Turo business. Now, the only thing that I always make sure is in the morning, if a car needs gas or if it needs a wash, I'll before I start working, I'll make sure it's gassed up and washed. And then that way I have an hour advance booking notice, so guests can book it and pick it up an hour as early as an hour later. So that's what I do. And if I get a booking, I can go outside, take photos and everything, message a customer. I live in a pretty safe neighborhood, so if I feel the need to, if I feel like I may not be available at the pickup time, whether there's a meeting or something going on, I'm gonna leave the key in the car, and I'll let the guests know that, hey, the keys in the car, it's in a Faraday pack in the glove box or armrest, wherever it is. And then I'll explain, just make sure you take the key out of the pouch and you're on your way. So in those cases, of course, I have the guest send me a photo of their driver's license and a selfie of them with the photo, with the driver's license. So that way they're checked in and ready to go. I take pictures, and boom, car's ready. Now, so that's one. So if you work from home, it is doable. I have 2 cars right now. I may add a third, or I may sell my white BMW and replace it with another vehicle. But that's to be determined. So that's one thing. So if you work from home, yes, it's pretty easy. You don't necessarily have to do an hour advance notice. You could do 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, or more. You know, if my cars are ready to go, I have it available in an hour. So now, obviously, if you work from home, it's easy. Again, make sure your car is washed, gassed, ready to go. That way, if you do get that last minute booking, no problem. Take photos, get a picture of the driver's license, and guess is good to go. Now, that's my biggest recommendation. Just making sure the cars are ready to go, gassed and washed. That's very critical, because you want to make your cars available in 1 hour. Because if you have a 3 hour, 6 hour, 12-hour requirement, you're just killing the business for yourself. So it's more likely you'll get a booking if you have an hour advance notice. So that's what you want to do. Now, let's say, for example, you don't work from home. Obviously, if you have a family member that does, or a family member that's capable of checking in the vehicle and all that for you, then you know, they can do it for you, and you could have a Turo business even if you don't work from home. Now, let's say none of those are options. Let's say you go to work, go to office, wherever, no one's home, car's there. What do? So certain cars, certain new vehicles, they have a remote unlock where you can unlock the vehicle remotely, like through an app, Chevy app, BMW app, stuff like that. So if you do get a booking, what I recommend is either take pictures the night before or the morning of, before you leave, have the car available in an hour, put the key in the vehicle in a Faraday pack, so that way the car is locked, no one can get in it unless you remotely unlock it. Now, let's say the vehicle you have does not have that app feature where you can unlock it remotely. Well, I would purchase, in that case, a lockbox for vehicles, and you could search them on Amazon. There's a bunch of them, anywhere from like $25 to like, I mean, I've seen $60 ones, $30 ones, $40 ones. So you get a decent one for, say, $50. And what you could do is, again, you need to get a Faraday pack. Now, if your vehicle unlocks without you having to press the unlock button, basically, or if you have a push start, you want to make sure you have a Faraday pack, so that way no one can open the door, no one can start the vehicle, the lockbox, and if you get a guest that books your vehicle, well then you can give them the code, and again, your photos are already taken of the vehicle in the morning or the night before. If you do take them the night before, if it's dark out, go to like a gas station, take your photos. I usually take between 45 and 50 photos of my vehicle. Now, you do whatever you want to do, but the more photos you have, the more protected you are. If there's any damage, you have enough photos to basically show each corner of the vehicle, each inch of the vehicle. So take your photos, have the vehicle ready, gassed, park it in front of your house, in your driveway, lockbox, or if you have the app, you can unlock it with the app. That way, if the guest books the vehicle, you'll obviously communicate with them through the app, through the Turo app, message them and explain to them once. Now you don't give them the code or unlock the vehicle without having their driver's license photo. So once they upload their photo, a selfie of them holding the driver's license, and also one with the actual driver's license, like on their lap, on a table, then within 30 minutes of the trip start time, you can send them the code for the lockbox. Or you could say, hey, just message me when you're there, I'll unlock it remotely, if you have an app, the manufacturer's app. Yeah, so those are a couple ways you can do Turo working full time. Again, ideally you want to be on top of the vehicle, meaning you want to make sure your car is gassed and washed and photos are taken. So it is possible definitely to do Turo even if you work full time. There's other ways. You can I know some people, they for example will take the vehicle with them to work, and that'll be their pickup location. And if they get a booking, some people get a ride home or take an Uber home. So that's another way you can do it. So there's a lot of ways you can figure out, work with it. Obviously, if you're doing it while working full time, leave a comment below so that way other hosts or other prospective hosts can see other ways that they can work full time and still have Turo as a side hustle. And yeah, so just wanted to make this video for you guys. I know it's been a while since I made a video, and thank you for my subscribers. Thank you for watching my videos. But also I want to make sure to push my channel out. If you don't mind, again, please continue to subscribe if you haven't already, but also comment. And again, commenting how you run your Turo business if you work full time would be fantastic, not only for me but for the folks that are going to be watching this video. And also like the video, that way it pushes it out to folks like you and I that are Turo hosts, or those that are wanting to be Turo hosts, and they have the video, all this content available to them. So again, appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys on the next video. Take care.